I'm interested in the physics of the world we're living in, not the abstract descriptions in maths. So while you might be able to say, I can do what I'm going to call an experiment with maths, I couldn't give it. I'm only interested in the physics of the nature of the world I experience. That is all I'm interested in. So if we're doing natural science...
Let's make a thought experiment then, because...
No, you with your thought experiment. That's all the globe is. Now, when you rebut that with, but the plane is doing this, that, that's not Coriolis anymore, and we only care about your globe claim that we do have it, not your justification for why you don't. We all clear?
Nathan, I have measurements for this deviation.
So you think we need the circle jerk fundy, roundy round, dosey-do, where you tell us about the measurements of something that doesn't occur? Sorry, you've got measurements for not actual drift we're not observing in aeroplanes, my friend. We're not observing it. Earth's not turning beneath aeroplanes for us to see them drift.
A citation for that, first of all.
So you're now going to try that one? Wow, we're getting through these quickly. So now it's, I've got to prove my claim that Earth turns under planes? You abject clown. It's not my claim, dipshit. Hello, SciManDan. Notice how he's used your trick? Well, go get me a citation for your claim Earth turns under planes. Yeah, I'm a flat earther, mate. I don't think Earth spins. I'm not stupid. I understand what Coriolis is and how we'd have to be turning underneath aeroplanes to observe it. Now, that's me debunking it, thick shit, not claiming it. Hello? I don't need to cite my debunking of your fucking claim.
Hello.
Yeah, you need Earth to turn under planes, and it doesn't.
That flight times should be reduced.
Yeah, because to observe Coriolis, that would be planes seeming to drift, because we're turning underneath them, then we'd be turning underneath them, my friend.
The important word is at a different rate. The different rate is an important word.
Yeah, to have Coriolis, we're on an Earth that's spinning, looking at planes, drifting, because we're turning underneath them at a different rate. Yeah, that's fascinating. It's just a shame it doesn't happen.
Oh, this guy's thicker than Ed.
They're all as stubborn.
Ed sounds smart.
They can't quite believe it, right? Nah, we must be spinning. Can't possibly be the case that this flat earther is whipping me around with my non-understanding of Coriolis and telling me how it doesn't happen, pointing out that the claim that we've got Earth turning underneath stuff to cause not actual deflection would shorten flight times. And when he tries to justify how it doesn't occur, I say, who cares? Your globe claims Coriolis only observable from the ground, so your justification for why we don't see it is irrelevant. You need to see it. You need planes to drift. And for them to do it, we've got to turn underneath them, and that'll shorten flight times, and it doesn't happen. End of your argument. I know it sends your brain into total overdrive, because you still think you're on a spinning sphere, you abject clown.
I think we should move on from Coriolis and go to gravity. What do you think?
Another reference point for this
Yeah, you
argument.
think we should move on? No. I don't think we should. I think you should understand that we should be turning underneath aeroplanes for us to observe them seem to drift. That's the claim Earth had. You were all for telling me how I didn't understand this stuff. Now you want to move on. Now I've got to the point where your claim that Earth turns underneath stuff for us to see it seem to drift would leave flight time shortened. Yeah, you've got nowhere to go from there. We've debunked Earth turning. Moving on. No, not moving at all, mate. Earth's not spinning. We'd see drift.
It's like a rookie coming into a gym and challenging the champ.
We'd see drift.
Yeah,
Hello,
no
we'd see drift. We'd see drift. We'd see the planes drifting and the helicopters drifting and the drones drifting away 1,000 miles an hour. Something you denied? Yeah, we'd see that and we don't.
The drone is not drifting away at 1,000 miles per hour.
That's correct. Absolutely. We're all in agreement at long last. Earth is definitely not turning. Drones are not drifting away at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator as we turn underneath them to observe Coriolis effect. They'd need to be drifting away at 1,000 miles an hour for us to observe non-actual deflection called Coriolis effect. But according to Sam, he now understands that's not happening. We don't have Coriolis effect.
Move in lockstep with the Earth, Sam. How the hell does that happen?
Took a long due to friction.
Sorry, you're now justifying why we don't have drift? It seems that Sam has gone in this circle jerk twice in the last 3 minutes. Sorry, if Earth and atmosphere travel as one, then you're not observing things move away from you as you turn beneath them. So you're saying you fire a bullet on a roundabout and the bullet moves along with the roundabout? That's not Coriolis, Sam. Didn't we cover this about 7 minutes ago? You thick shit.
Wait, wasn't he the one telling us about this ball falling from a tower that was apparently deviating as well?
And now
Yes.
he's got them moving together because it doesn't happen. He's pointed out that drones don't drift away at 1,000 miles an hour on the equator, and is now justifying why it doesn't happen. So he's now arguing for there being no drift. What a thicko.
Yes.
That's a shame.
Well, what
But
it's
we
mostly
measured
doing
this deviation. We
is
predicted
stepping
the
away from
deviation and we
natural
measured this
consequences.
deviation.
Oh,
of the drift.
same circle, 4th time in a row. We can measure this effect of planes seeming to drift as we turn underneath them. We can calculate that Earth turn under planes for us to see them seem to drift at 15 degrees an hour. No, your calculations are totally nonsensical because it would shorten flight times if we were turning under planes to see them seem to drift. Do you want me to prove my
Nathan,
claim that
please
Earth
go back
turning
to my
under
argument. My
planes again?
argument
Maybe
was-
flip the burden
I
of proof
think
again.
you were 74 was your counter.
So we've had 2 attempts at saying
And
Earth
then
and atmosphere are attached. We've had 1 attempt to burden proof reversal fallacy and get me to cite that Earth turns under planes. Right, Thicko? Any more you want to circle jerk your way through again for a
I can give
second
you
time?
Scientific evidence of this drift.
I'm asking if you
I
still
can
want
give
a
you
chance.
scientific evidence of course.
Oh, wow. Flail your way to scientific evidence. For what? I'm not claiming anything, dipshit.
Evidence.
For what? I'm not claiming anything, dipshit. You not realise that you're here claiming Coriolis effect for a globe, you stupid idiot. What are you asking for scientific evidence for? This isn't my claim. Hello? SciManDan? Maybe you could pick up that little nugget. Ask for scientific evidence of my claim that Earth turns underneath as a non-inertial turning reference frame. So you can debunk the reference frames, Dan? You total idiot. Yeah, this isn't my claim. What are you asking for
The
scientific
inertial
evidence
reference
of?
frame is the only right
Hello?
reference
What
frame.
scientific
The
evidence of what?
pre-inertial?
I'm not claiming
Or
anything.
is that the mid-inertial?
Yeah, or maybe it was the post-inertial, I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't turn this into your dumb fuckery like you've trolled the whole time. Sorry, are you asking me to provide scientific evidence of your claim that we see things drift because we're turning beneath them? Why are you asking me for scientific
No, I
evidence and
have
stuff?
this evidence. I have measurements. We made predictions and we made experiments.
I see. How much drift do you expect to see underneath the plane as we turn beneath it?
To confirm our predictions.
Okay, how much do you predict we'll see Earth turn under a plane as it's not attached anymore? Is it 15 degrees an hour?
We're talking about balls right now.
We're talking about balls, of course. Me, I'm talking about things that would have a natural drift. He's talking about balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nathan,
we're
I'm not sure if you're
evaluating
familiar
our
with this topic, but
I'm very familiar with balls. Yeah, I often teabag people like you with mine.
I know.
Yeah, I know too. It's fun because clowns like you have to Google search which reference frame drift is observed from, and then go on and on about how you've got these things moving at different rates, actual speed changes, and yet when you've Google searched it and figured out that it's only observable from the ground, that would be things drifting, you got a bit of a problem because planes don't drift from the ground, do they?
Talking about a ball right now, which is
No, can't talk about anything that we observe actually happening. We've got to talk about balls being dropped in 1893, haven't we?
something which we actually observed.
You actually observed
Wait,
this
so you're
ball in
saying,
1893,
I'm
did
allowed
you?
to use actual evidence. I'm just allowed to use evidence which isn't evidence.
Well, I don't want evidence that isn't evidence.
Nathan,
Evidence means
I can
proof.
give you evidence of this drift. I can give you measurements. I can give you predictions and an experiment which was done to confirm this drift. And we saw this drift.
Excellent. What was the experiment?
And it matched
Excellent.
with the predictions.
Excellent.
Please.
Okay, you don't have to keep giving me your list like you're so confident in the shite that you had no idea what it was half an hour ago. What experiment have you got?
I've shown you. Could you take me off live mute so I can show you?
No, we just need to know what it is called, and then we'll establish what the dependent variable is, what the independent variable is, and the null. So, what's the name?
That's going to be fun. Wait 1 second. I need to Google search the name.
Give me the dependent variable. What's the observed natural phenomena? What's the dependent variable, please? Observed natural phenomena.
The dependent variable is the deviation of a falling object on a sphere, on a moving sphere.
Sorry, that's an assumption of a moving sphere. You're assuming your outcome. You're begging the question. Don't beg the question. Just tell me what was observed in nature.
The first part of the scientific method, also called the observation, is an event, an phenomena, or a problem. These three things can be used to make an observation. Einstein, for example, made a thought experiment which led...
Sorry, I don't give a fuck. What's the natural phenomena that we're observing? What's occurring in nature that we need to concern ourselves with? That's all I want to
can
know.
also use a problem or an event.
I don't give a fuck about a maths problem. This isn't a maths forum. This is a physics forum. We're talking about physics. That's physical. What's physically happening in nature? That's all I give a shit about.
That's your personal opinion then, because science says I can use a...
I don't need electron science. I need to know the dependent variable.
Yep, the deviation on rotating spheres. Or
That's a maths problem. In nature, what are we observing?
No, I can use that. It's a problem, an event, or an phenomena. I have a problem in geometry.
That's maths. Get out and go to a maths forum. Piss off to a maths forum. No, we don't care about your maths problem. That's abstract. You stupid idiot. You are not going to give us a maths problem. Okay? I want to know. This is... Shut up. We are only interested in natural science. I'm interested in the physics of the world we're living in, not the abstract descriptions in maths. So while you might be able to say, I can do what I'm going to call an experiment with maths, I couldn't give a shit. I'm only interested in the physics of the nature of the world I experience. That is all I'm interested in. So if we're doing natural science...
Let's make a thought experiment then, because...
No, fuck you with your thought experiment. That's all the globe is. That's the point, right, ladies and gentlemen? All the globe is a bloody thought experiment. Yeah, we've got deflection in a thought experiment. Yeah, we've got an earth turn in a model, a thought experiment. Yeah, we've got a sky vacuum in a thought experiment. No! We are flat earthers, and we are exclusively interested in the physical and natural world, not your globe thought experiment.
Nathan, we can use thought
So are you
experiment
telling
as
us that the
observation.
Coriolis effect is in the same place as the geometric horizon in the maths? Is that what you're telling us?
Can
'Cause
be.
it seems like you're only
Problem
telling
on
us it's in a problem, in a mathematical problem, because we don't see this shit in nature. Because if we did, you would just say, hey, look, go outside. You can see it in nature.
We
And
don't.
all this time, you've come down to a thought experiment? That's pathetic, bro.
That's
Are you
what it
kidding?
boils down to. I'm glad he said it. That's what this boils down to. I say, where do we see Earth-based Coriolis effect in nature? Answer, we don't. It only exists in maths. It's a thought experiment. It doesn't happen in nature. We're not experiencing drift. So that's the conclusion. Do we have Earth turn? Well, we do in a mathematical thought experiment, but not in reality. With that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you, first and foremost, to both Discord and G Plus panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you in either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams for hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Also, below this video, there is a link to get £50 for swapping your UK electricity supplier to Octopus Energy. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
You and your reference frames have been ruined.